This is the ultimate tier list of the best 14 income sources for music artists in 2025. I have ranked them from the worst ones to the best ones as per my experience and what I've seen people succeed with. Obviously, there are some exceptions to the rules like in everything in life, but this is what I've noticed by talking to other music creators in the last 4 years. To rank them, I judge them by the amount of investment required to start it, the time commitment to get it going, the ROI, aka return on investment, and its difficulty. Let's get into it. First things first, these are all the income sources that I could think of that I have experienced myself or know about, but it's not limited to. For example, you could add gigs to this list, it's just that I don't know anything about it, I don't do it. So it's not in there. Alright, so obviously I'm gonna start by the worst ones because it's much funnier and probably to rile up some people in the comments, but sorry, to me, streaming royalties is definitely an E. To me, it's one of the worst ones. Why? For a few different reasons. In terms of investment to get it started, it doesn't really require much. As long as you can make music, you have a computer, headphones, and some instruments like virtual instruments, you're good to go. So it's like easy to start with, but it requires so much time to actually get it going. You need so much streams to make a decent amount of money on Spotify and platforms that, in my opinion, is just not worth it because there are much better, faster income sources, as we will see later. But yeah, as I was saying, it takes so much time because you need to release a ton of music if you want to do a ton of streams. I saw this earlier today that someone was saying it takes like between 200 and 800k monthly listeners to make, I think, $1,000. I don't know how that is true, but I think it was like 300,000 streams to make $1,000. So it takes so much time to just get your level up of music production to the level that you can get placed on playlists, or that you can get editorials, or that you can get released by a label, or just to learn how to promote yourself to get that amount of streams. It's hard. So it takes a very long time. So in terms of difficulty, I also give it like a 4 out of 4. 4 will be the hardest and 1 the easiest. But yeah, so in terms of return of investment, it's taking so much time and effort for not making a lot of money in return. And, you know, it's not my fault, it's you know who. So yeah, to me, it's not the most profitable ways to make money with your music. So this is why it's in the E. Another one that is in the E is fan funding. To me, why? It's because it's the exact same. Very easy to start with. There's not a lot of investment needed. So that's why a lot of people start with that thinking it's going to be easy. But it's actually really difficult. It takes so much time. And the return on investment is the same. It's crap because it takes so much time. But fan funding are stuff like donations, buy me a coffee, super chats. So people are going to give like $1, $2, maybe $5 here and there. So that means you need a lot of people donating, so that if you don't have a big dedicated audience fan base, you won't really make any considerable amount of money that is necessary for you to make a living. So yes, it's easy to start with, but it takes so much time and effort to get it going for not that much results that, again, there's way better ways to do it than those. So to me, I'm ranking fan funding in the same E category. Hopefully it doesn't rile up people too much in the comments, but I'm ready for it. And you know, it's my opinion and my experience, and that's why you're here for, right? So next, let's go with the D category, which is a little bit better, but still quite crap. To me, I would put affiliate marketing in that category. Affiliate marketing, for people that don't know what it is when you promote like a link, like a product or a service from another brand, someone else, that you make the promotion for them, and if someone uses your link to go buy that thing, you'll get a commission, usually like 10, 20%, things like that. It doesn't take anything to start. You can literally sign up on any program that you want. For example, Waves, you know, you can go there, or DistroKid, for example, you know, you can go there and apply. You even have, sometimes you don't even need to apply, you can just get a link. But again, it's so much time commitment to promote that link to whoever. And then most of the time people don't even use that link. They just Google something, they just download something on their computer because it's easier. It's a lot of time commitment, a lot of effort for not a lot of return, because every time it's like 10%. It's like, you know, a few dollars here and there. And it's really difficult to get people to actually use your link to buy something. But yeah, so to me, doing like affiliation marketing is just not worth my time, at least. You decide if it's worth yours, but to me it's not. And then another one, contrary to popular belief, I would put YouTube AdSense in the D category because it's nothing. It's the same as streaming royalties from Spotify. They pay very little. Obviously they pay more, but in the grand scheme of things, you need a huge channel. You need so much views. You need like 30, 50K views on all of your videos if you want to make like, you know, $2,000 a month or something. Right now with the channel that I have, with the views that I have, I make between $300 and $500 Canadian per month. So that's really not that much. I have other income sources that are way better and take way less time. So again, you know, the investment to start, not much because you can start making YouTube videos with your phone, but it takes so much time to make YouTube videos and it's really, really hard to get it going, to get it started, to gather views and to gather subscribers. So again, the return on investment, aka, you know, the return, the money that you get for the time invested in this is just really not worth it. Like if I calculate, I'm probably making like $1 an hour with YouTube. So that's why it's on the D category. And hopefully that will show people that thinks that I make all my money from YouTube that it's not the case. That's absolutely not the case. I wish, honestly, it would make my life easier, but it's not the case. All right, next. I have a lot on this D category, so let's move to the next one, which is sync licenses. I haven't personally tried it myself, but I have a lot of students and a lot of people around me, other music creators, music producers, composers that do it, and they're struggling. Why? Because again, you're not getting paid a lot for the time it takes you to make the music, especially because, for example, if you work for an agency, they're gonna ask multiple people to make music for that client, but you're not guaranteed to be picked by the client. They can pick someone else's song. So until you make songs that are picked by the clients and you can't control that, you won't know how much money you make at the end of the month. So there's a lot of issues going around sync licenses. Obviously, there's definitely a way to make a good decent amount of money from it. It just takes a lot of time commitment and the return on investment is not that good and it's quite difficult as well to get into it. So I give it like a 3 out of 4 in terms of difficulty. Returns on investment, I give it like a 2 out of 4 or 5. That's why it's in the D to me. And then it's pretty much the same for beats, especially that right now it's so competitive. Again, you know, investment to start, not so much, which is why a lot of people are doing it, but it takes a lot of time to make a lot of beats. And it also takes a lot of time to promote your beats, to market your beats and get it in front of people's eyes, like in front of your target audience eyes. So again, return on investment, 2 out of 5 and difficulty 3 out of 4. It's quite hard to get to that level because there's so much competition, and it's also a low ticket product, what I call a low ticket product. So anything that is low ticket is under $100. Mid ticket is gonna be between $100 and $1,000, and high ticket products are gonna be $1,000 plus. So what I mean with low ticket products is that, let's say you sell a beat for $20, you're gonna need to sell 100 of them to make $2,000. Whereas if you would sell your service as custom beats for $500, you only need 4 clients to make $2,000, which is much easier to find 4 clients online rather than 100. Sorry. This is why Beats is on the D category for sure. All right, we're not done for the D category. We have Playlist Curator next. And if you don't know what Playlist Curator is just when you are being paid, to listen to submissions, to play songs in your playlist, all that stuff. Investment to start here is gonna be a little bit more, but you need to pay for ads usually to grow the playlist, to reach the requirements to where you can apply to sites like Submit Hub, and that's gonna take some money to get it started. The time commitment is it's not gonna be that much, but it's quite hard, the time to reach the requirements and to promote the playlist. So again, it's not that much in return for the amount of time that you spend. So this is why, to me, it's again in the D category, along with the last one in the D category, which is merchandise. Merchandise here is gonna be a little bit more like the playlist and the beats. In terms of investment, it's gonna take a little bit more because you do need to pay for either the stock, either the platform that you're gonna use to make the shirts or coffee mugs or whatever you want for yourself. I think like Printful is one. So that's gonna cost you money ahead before you make some sales. And it's gonna take a little bit more time commitment, not that much, but a little bit to, you know, make the designs, set up your storefront, all that stuff, and promote it, obviously. And again, in terms of the return of investment, it's a low ticket product again, meaning that you're gonna sell things like between $20 to $50. So again, you need to sell a lot to make a decent amount of money, which is not the best ROI for the time invested in it. And it's quite difficult as well to do merch because unless you have a dedicated fan base that really loves you over like even more than your music or your content on YouTube, they're not gonna buy merch. Like they really need to be your super fan. You need a huge fan base for that to happen. I think for those kind of things like this, before you have 100k subs, I don't think you have enough people that are attached to you enough that they will buy merch from you. So it's also the reason why I haven't started mine, because I have a whole line of hoodies because I love hoodies. I wear hoodies all the time, but I still haven't started because I think before I reach like 50, 100k on YouTube, I don't want to start it because I don't think there's enough people that will buy it from me. All right, next category. That was the longest. Now we're going to the C, which is getting better. So in the C category, we have digital products. Digital products can be anything from sample packs to ebooks, Notion templates, Dot templates. My friend Pesoni, he created some Max for Live wrappers. Those are also some digital products. Plugins, you can make your own plugins and VSTs. You know, there's a lot, like honestly, when it comes to digital products, it's only your imagination that is the limit. And if you want to brainstorm this and know how to find those ideas, you know, I explain all this inside Music Creator Academy. I will leave a link in the description below. But digital products to me are starting to be quite good. Again, it's a bit similar than beats and merch because it's gonna be low ticket product, like, you know, between $20, $50, maybe $100. But in terms of investment to start, it's pretty much nothing because, you know, you can make a template on your DAW without needing to pay for anything. You can make ebooks on Canva, like you don't need to pay for anything, it's free. The sample packs is the same. If you have Vital, you can make your own preset packs, you know. You don't really need anything to start it. And I think in terms of time commitment is also faster to make, to be able to sell it than beats and merch and things like that. And ROI is gonna be a little bit better because you can charge a little bit more. I think you can charge up to like $100, so it's gonna help with the investment, return on investment. And it's less difficult to sell digital products because when it comes to digital products, you're not so much creating something that is creative and that is attached to you, but more something to answer a problem that your target audience have. So people are more willing to buy this because usually they need your solution to their problem. And your solution is that digital product, right? Like why we buy sample packs is because we don't want to learn sound design, or we want ready, you know, drag and drop quality sounds, professional, instantly. We don't want to have to mix them, right? Like all those are problems we have, and sample packs, digital product, is the answer. So hopefully that helps you think about how that works, but that's usually why it's a little bit easier to sell digital products than actual like beats, merch and things like this. So this is why it's in the C category. Also, what is cool with digital products is that it's something that you create once and then it's always there. You can sell it as many times as you want. Whereas beats, for example, if you sell exclusive stuff, you'll have to always make more music, right? Except if it's non-exclusive. But with digital products, to give you a bit of an idea, I have some digital products. I have a 12-month plan, like some ebooks, some templates. I make about $2,000 a month in digital products without having to promote them at all. Just with my content. I don't do ads for them. It's completely passive and I don't really work on them. I promote them here and there on email, but that's it. In terms of return on investment, right now I maybe spend like a few hours per month promoting them and I make like 2,000 just on a average. So we're starting to get a better return on investment here. Then another one in the C category to me are the fan subscriptions and communities. So fan subscription and communities, I mean like things like School and Circle, Patreon, all those kind of things. Now the investment to get it started sometimes might cost you. Patreon is free, YouTube membership is free, but things like School and Circle or Heartbeat, which is the one that I use for my course, those come to a monthly cost, so you would have cost upfront until you get your first people in. But time commitment is a lot, But because here it's a monthly recurring subscriptions, and same, you can also go a little bit more in the price. This is why I put it in C, because the return on investment is a little bit better than other things in the D category. And it's also a little bit difficult to start because you really need a great offer plus traffic. So usually you need a bigger audience to get people to want to join your communities, especially if it's things like just behind the scenes and less like educational. It's kind of like merch, like people really need to be attached to you more than like your content and your music almost. It's a little bit hard, but once you get it going, it's better because it has monthly recurring revenue. So that's why it's in the C category. All right, I'd like to know what you think of the list so far. Like, anything shocked you, or is it pretty much what you expected? Like, let me know in the comments. All right, let's move on to the B section. Now it starts to be really, really cool. To me, I would put the online courses and masterclasses in this category. Investment to start is not much because, again, it's kind of like YouTube. You just need to make a video to record yourself teaching something for a masterclass or for the online course. You can do that with your phone, whatever you have. So not much in terms of investment. And again, because I know some people usually are like, oh, but Aurélie, I need to, buy, I don't know, Kajabi or whatever platform to host my online course and all. No. At the beginning, you absolutely don't need to. It's something I teach my music creator students again. It's like, go simple. Use third-party platforms, for example, like Gumroad or Payhip, which is free. What I would do is I would just package my masterclass or online course into a zip file and put that as a download product into Gumroad or Payhip. And that's it. $0 investment to start, and you can start making money. In terms of time commitment, it's depending on what you do, and the length, can be fast, can be very long. And masterclasses is usually kind of like uncut processes of you making music and teaching something, 2 hours, so it's not going to be that long. It's going to be a little bit faster. It doesn't require as much time commitment. But in terms of the ROI, here, this is where it starts to be really, really good, because online courses and masterclass can be definitely between like $50, $500. So this is where the product starts to be a bit higher. And so this is where the ROI starts to be more interesting, because you get, basically, if you divide the time you spent on it with the revenue, it's going to be a better revenue per hour. So it's more worth your time. In terms of the difficulty, I would put it a 2. It's not super hard, again, because it's kind of like an educational product. So people need it, like the people that will want to buy it, they need it. And it's quite easy to sell with a platform like YouTube as well, especially masterclasses, which you can have for like $50 or something like this. Organic content, drive a ton of traffic to it, and just let the sales come in. All right, next we go to the A category. So now we're getting to the top. There is 2 of them in the A category. I put 2 of them, and the first one that I put is the music service and session work. So music services could be, ghost production, music production, songwriting if you're a vocalist, singing, drum sessions if you're a drummer, guitar recording if you're a guitarist, all that kind of stuff. Investment to start is gonna be a little bit more because you do need the equipment to record and do all this service, but the time commitment is gonna be much faster. It's not like you need to build a whole online course, build a whole digital product, make beats and all. Just do your little service. Maybe, if it's a live drumming session, it's just a few hours in an afternoon and then you're done, right? And you can, again, it can be a mid-ticket offer, between $100, $500, if not more, depending on, who's your target client and how much experience and skills you have. So again, your rate per hour here can really go up the roof. So this is where the ROI starts to become very, very interesting. And also what I love with this is that you don't necessarily need an audience really per se online. You can use your network, by asking people if they know people that would need this. You would be very surprised to see how quick you can find people this way. Once you get your first clients, you can just do referrals, word of mouth, things like this. So it's not that difficult to get it started. It's difficult for people that feel awkward about asking in the beginning, but it's not that difficult. It's not as difficult as building an audience, for example. This is why I put it in the A. And the second one that is in the A is brand deals. So I know some people are not gonna like it, but brand deals, aka working with brands, for example, could be, right now I'm working with a brand called Lender, where they hired me to make 5 sample packs for them. That's a way you can work with brand deals without doing videos and sponsorships per se, right? Same, sometimes some brands like Waves or Soundbridge, they hired me to make a video showing for their YouTube channel, showing how to use their product and their services, all that stuff. So it's like I'm a video production company, they hire me to showcase their music product or music service, and then they post it on their YouTube channel, they use it as ads. It's not on my channel, so if you're skilled, musician, producer, DJ, or whatever, you could reach out to those brands that you use yourself to see if they want to use people like you that have skills to make videos for promoting their stuff on their own. So there's a whole world like this that you can do. Again, I have a whole course about brand deals in Music Creator Academy. I'll put a link below if you want to check it out. But then also there is the sponsorships part as a regular content creator where, brands pay you to plug one of their products in your videos. And what I love with these is that the ROI is really, really, really high. Brands are not personal clients. They are companies, so they have much more budget to spend than personal clients. So depending on the size of the brand, they pay really, really well. And for you to make a video, it can take you just a couple hours, and they would pay you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So your rate per hour there really skyrockets. So this is why this is one of my favorite ways to work with them. It depends, because for example, working on a sample pack, it's taking a very long time. I haven't really been paid anything yet. It's gonna be royalties and things like this, depending on the arrangement you have with the brand. So it depends, on how you go about it. But I've made a lot of money with brand deals. I love working with brands as well, especially, the ones that I enjoy using myself. Time commitment is not that much, except reaching out to them and signing a few first of them before, having a portfolio of clients that you work with. And yeah, it's not that difficult, honestly, as long as you have the skills that they need. And yeah, the ROI is amazing. So that's why it's on the A. And now let's go to the S. So finally, the one that I put as the best, and I know it's gonna annoy a lot of people, but it is 1-1 coaching mentorship. And yes, it is related to music. So why did I put it as the best? Simply because it doesn't really take anything to get started. You can just set up a booking coaching link with Calendly for free, or even just put a Google form for people to book you. It doesn't really require any time except the hour of coaching and some of the promoting, but again, you can go with your network, but it doesn't require that much time to get started. And the ROI is great because you can definitely, depending on your skills, your experience level and all this, you can charge minimum $50, $100 an hour, and then plus. This is where again, your ROI skyrockets. In an afternoon, if you book 4 or 5 coaching sessions, you can make already $500, $600, $700. And again, it's not that difficult in terms of actually doing it because you already have the skills and the knowledge in your head. You just need to share it with someone. Very easy. So yeah, so the reason I put it in S is because compared to music services, it requires less time commitment and less investment to get started. And in terms of brand deals, it requires much less time commitment. So this is why I'm giving the S note. All right, I hope that you liked this video and you like to see which ones were the best and which ones were the worst income sources for music artists, in my opinion. I would be very curious to hear your opinion. If you think some should go more up or more down, let me know in the comments while being respectful, please. And in the meantime, keep learning and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Amount on investment. Wow. Yeah, that's it. I don't know why I'm saying this. Wait, I need to... You can watch this one next about I don't know what, because I haven't thought about this. To judge them, not to rank them. To rank... to rank them. Oh, it's been a while.